this the finale? It might be. This might be the finale. I don't know. You don't know. Probably not. Not like I'm trying to, like, stall or anything, because I don't want to play scary games, but, you know, just out of coincidence, it probably won't end it tonight. It's probably going to be tomorrow night, right? So that I could at least, like, you know, go until, like, Saturday. Yeah, a little bit early. I want to at least, like, wait until Saturday before I start playing Silent Hill. Which brings up a valid point, you know, which I should probably, like, field to chat. If you guys even want to see me play Poppy Playtime. I'll leave that up to chat. If you want me to, I will. But, like, part of me just really wants to play Silent Hill. And then once that's done, move on. We'll just get right into the next game, which is going to be scarier than anything in Silent Hill, I guarantee you. But I might actually have a heart attack and die in my apartment while I'm playing this other game. I might just play Silent Hill. Well, yeah. And then what? Like skip Poppy Playtime and get right into the other. What's up? Hey, Pig Maggot. Hey, oh, hey, whoa. So what, like, yeah, like, skip Poppy Playtime, play Silent Hill, and then play the other game, which is scarier than anything I'll ever find in any Silent Hill game. Because it is. Anyways, let's get right into it. You know what? I don't know, I don't want to waste any more time. I want to play this, and we're gonna beat it. Hello, welcome to another exciting Let's Play. It's your girl, Kayleigh Alyssa here, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Portgas D Ace Attorney. Oh, I shouldn't have mentioned Portgas D Ace. Oh, I was thinking what's a fun ace pun. And then I remember I was like, oh, Portgas D Ace. Oh, Portgas D Ace. That's sad. I'm sad now. Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours. I hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Wow, it's Gumshoe. Wow. Man, I'm gonna miss him. You know what? At least I'll have the thought of Gumshoe to keep me going while I'm facing my greatest fear. Anyways, sorry, I blacked out there for a second, thinking about how scared I'm gonna be playing scary games. Ellipses. Ellipses. Oh, ellipses. I guess I am. I'll come back later. Oh, no. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? Yeah, this could be like when Meekins was trying to, like, relay information. What if it's information that we need? You gotta let it in, pal! Making a detective run all around while on duty? Hey, to top it off, you call me here. I've seen half your people at funerals. Well, I mean, I think that kind of answers our the ageless question of who's the top, Edgeworth or Phoenix. I think Gumshoe just gave us a little hint there. Phoenix is the one who's topping it off, so coincidence? I think that's our hint right there. I think that's our little Easter egg. Our gay little Easter egg. I take it Lana's having you run errands again. Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal! Edgeworth is definitely a bottom. No, for sure. Yeah, she asked me to give this to you if there was a break in today's trial. Evidence law? What? Why does Phoenix not know evidence law? How long has he been an attorney? I mean, well, I guess he's been an attorney for like, what, a year or something? Is that practicing law? I feel like he should be pretty, I mean, that's pretty fresh out of law school. So that alone should be evidence enough that, you know, like he should be fresh in his mind if he just finished law school about a year ago. Right? That's like if somebody tried to talk to me in French a year after I stopped learning French in high school. I feel like it'd still be pretty fresh in my mind. You know what I mean? I guess it's not specified how long he worked for Mia before he took charge of the first round. That's true. He could have just been a paralegal. He could have just been like a paralegal for a while, or even like an administrative assistant who happened to have a law degree. You know, like maybe he was doing background work and watching Mia before she gave him the reins. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if she's into that. Reins. Switches, maybe. Evidence law. Edward was talking about this just the other day because he's a lawyer. You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Okay. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Hey, is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. You could at least study some evidence law, really. Yeah, well, I feel like you should have, like, some, even the slightest semblance, sorry, that you probably just heard, like, a shopping bag ripping in the wind. I'm sorry, chat. I had to open that up real quick, okay? I needed something to put my empty cans in. I already just finished my first beer. I've only been streaming for 4 minutes. I started drinking before the stream. Don't think I chugged it while I was talking to you. Yeah, it's like when ventriloquists, they can, like, drink and ventriloquize at the same time. Is that? No, that's not a word. Right though? Right? Don't worry. I'm not that good at ventriloquy. Come on. I can't ventriloquize that well. Sorry. The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a massage. Oh, wait a minute. No, that... She wanted me to give you a message, pal. I got confused. Oh, darn. I almost got a massage out of this. A massage? No, a message. Oh, a message? She said if you're planning to take him on, you're gonna need this book. Him? Like, from the Powerpuff Girls? I don't want to fight him from the Powerpuff Girls, or any villain from the Powerpuff Girls. They're basically like 3 little Supermen. Kryptonians, at the very least. But they're not from the planet Krypton. They were made with sugar, spice, and everything nice. And of course, Chemical X. I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Evidence law securely slipped into pocket. Wow. Doesn't look like that book will do you any good now, bro. All that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence. Well, it could be a sentence fragment, or a question. Maybe a statement. Could be a demand. Might even be a list. How do you know it's gonna be a sentence? Oh, like her sentencing! Oh god, yeah, no, that's right. No, she could be facing real jail time. Actually, they practice the death penalty here, don't they? Holy shit! Well, that's where you're wrong, detective! Huh? Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat. Despite all these allegations being thrown at me, and all these handsome men. Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, he's all out of breath now. I would be too if, Edgeworth was coming on me. Coming on to me. Coming on to me. Not coming on. The real trial today hasn't begun yet. What? What else is there left to do? Your credibility's been all but ruined with this forged evidence you were unaware of. Mistake found out she unwittingly caused a man's death. Woman, it's been less than 10 minutes. Behave. Never! And now you're telling me you want to do more? With you, always, Gumshoe. You gotta be kidding me, pal! You're missing the point, detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. Huh? Ellipses! She merely stuck a knife into his dead body! That means the real killer is still out there. Why are you so out of breath, game theory? The reason Gumshoe breathes so hard is because his lungs don't work, and the red pad behind his ear is actually a straw that constantly inflates and deflates him with oxygen. Ooh. Like he's got gills behind his ear, maybe? Is that what you mean? That is where the gills... Well, no, they'd be like right under the ear. Wouldn't they'd be on like the side of his neck? Well, it could bend down into the side of his neck. We just can't see it. It's like behind his neck. But that's just a theory. An Ace Attorney theory. What? And we're going to expose him. No matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go! Oh, let's go. Oh, let's go. Hey, bud. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. The Inquiry Committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, well, normally, this is where the prosecution calls forth a witness. But, this is easy to say. See, there's some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witness? I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everybody has been talking and... Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses. What? But there's no precedent for what you're proposing. Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? Unbelievable. Yeah, how did he finesse that? This is unprecedented. Edgy is knowingly stacking it in your favor. I love him too. So does Phoenix. So does Gumshoe. And they're stuck in a little yaoi love triangle. I'm gonna miss this game. And it's yaoi love triangles. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal. Sorry, I got confused. I saw the word proposal and I panicked. Yeah. It's all about Edgeworth proposing to me. Anyways, then it's settled. Are you guys gay? Wait. How did it take me this long to realize it? Well, the defense may now call forth the next witness. I had to rethink my life. Mr. Wright? You do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, the trial is as good as over. Phoenix finally married Edgy. Wow, he said I do. The end. The defense calls. What do they call? The time's finally come to bring out the real murderer. I'm supposed to bring out the murderer? That's what I'm supposed to be bringing out? Well, he looks pretty good for 65, I gotta say. I thought he was just one of those like anime characters that has like gray-white hair. Prematurely, but he's 65, he looks pretty good. Even with like a tan like that, you'd think he'd have more wrinkles. So, sure, he's got the crow's feet, but, you know, doesn't look bad for 65. Decent. My dad's older than that, I think. Wait. No, my dad's 60. It doesn't look that good. Does not look that good. That's for sure. That's beautiful bronze skin. Yeah, let's present. Damon Gott! The defense calls Damon Gott to the stand.
Damon Gott? What does he have to do with anything?
As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gott has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. Sorry. I hate it when a sneeze, like, tries to sneak up on me, like, while I'm, like, in dialogue. And then I'm like, no, let me finish the sentence, please. Oof. I had to, like, try to suppress that until the end of that sentence, and now it just hurt. Oh. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor?
True. All right, bailiff, please escort Mr. Gott to the stand. In cuffs, preferably. I'd like to see him in cuffs.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
What is this, some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch.
Your name and occupation, sir.
Worthy, are you sure you want to do this?
Your name and occupation.
So, you want to play hardball, eh? But please, Mr. Gott. Fine. Oh, my name is Damon Gott. I'm the acting chief of police.
Acting? Acting chief of police? So I mean, he never actually officially got the title? Now then, Chief Gott, the court requests to hear your testimony.
Oh, righto! What's with the grim face?
First, let's clear up this SL9 incident.
Oh, you mean the time when Lorna's sister murdered the prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already.
There are still some things unaccounted for.
Oh, like what?
Like the role you played in all of this.
Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware, of course, that the police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
Like literal weapons or metaphorical weapons?
Weapons? Sure, take my testimony for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to.
What? Is that true?
I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify.
Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks.
Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Very well. The witness may now begin his testimony.
Oh, crap. Crap! It's a big bad. It's a big bad evil guy. It's the BBEG. Sorry I'm sniffly. It's the change of weather right now, okay? I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it.
As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. The power outage didn't help either. When I went to the office, I found Lara there. Apparently, she'd already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery.
Is that when Dark was arrested?
Him? He's lying on the floor, unconscious.
Now, what I want to know, how did he get unconscious? We still haven't figured that part out. We know how Neil died, supposedly. Allegedly. But how did Dark end up underneath him on the floor unconscious? Huh? I could believe it if him being on top of Dark was part of setting up the scene of the crime. But that doesn't explain how Dark was knocked unconscious. You expect me to believe that the jar, the vase, if you will, happened to smash him in the head and that's what made him get knocked out? What are the odds, right? No, I think there's another factor in this. Especially if... Because that jar did not break. No, because that's the whole thing that's rubbing me wrong. Is the jar. If Neil really did write Ema on the jar before it was smashed, then it couldn't have been up in the air and smashed on Joe Dark's head. There's so many holes in this still. I just gotta keep going. Because I'm never gonna figure it out this way if I just keep trying to stream of consciousness thinking out loud.
When Ema said Neil flying, it seems Dark burnt his head.
That's highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. I see. Everything seems pretty clear-cut. No, it does. No, it does not. If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I'd better hit him hard and fast. Okay. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. That much we have established. Well, no. Neil... Photo at the awards ceremony. We've got Lana and Neil. That was at the awards ceremony. That was not at the awards ceremony. No, that was in the office. That was in their office. First off, secondly, wasn't it stated that Neil was at the awards ceremony and then later came in for the interview? So I would assume that Gaunt was alone with the suspect in the interview room, in interrogation, for at least some time, right? His presence isn't totally necessary at a ceremony for the Prosecutor's Award, the King of Prosecutors. Oh, I'm pressing that. As I recall, a ceremony was held at the police department that day.
Yes, that's right. I guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his award, Neil was all fired up too. That's probably what spooked Dark and made him run away like that.
Was the defendant, Lana Skye, also present in the room?
I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Doug ran for it. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either.
So the two of you ran immediately after him, right?
That's right. But Dark made it to the elevator first. You know, elevator. Get back to going places. So Neil and I split up. Ask your doctor if the elevator is right for you. He went upstairs and I went downstairs. I guess you could say he got lucky.
What's this about a power outage? Objection! If there was a power outage, the elevator would not have been working. That power outage either happened after he took the elevator, and not when you say it did, Because if you're claiming that power outage allowed him to escape the interrogation room, then he wouldn't have been able to take the elevator. So it must have happened after he took the elevator. Or he never took the elevator.
Oh, that! The elevator stopped all of a sudden, and I got the shock of my life.
There's no way. There's no way. See, there's no way that... Well, he never actually specifically said that it happened while they were in interrogation. He just said the power outage didn't help either. But wait a second. If Dark was in the elevator going up, you already said that you were on the stairs going down. You never said you were in the elevator, too. Unless you took the elevator up after you reached the bottom of the stairs. This is all kinds of fishy. I know that this was 2 years ago, but I feel like you would remember something like this.
Well, probably not as shocked as Neil when that knife went into his... Probably not as shocked as Neil when that knife went into his heart. No.
How now, brown cow? Unique New York. Unique New York.
Unique New York.
That's not funny. No, it's not.
When I went to the office, I found Lana there.
Found Lana, okay. Press. Could you tell us what you saw?
It was a shocking sight.
I want to stay on this panel for a little bit. So this is over on Lana's side. So it's clear that when she was trying to cover up the scene, and Joe Dark was already unconscious at that point, somehow. But I want to know how, because I'm not buying the he bumped his head. Obviously, this whole setup with the bodies is just to make him look even more guilty. But that alone, I'm already questioning it. How is he unconscious with a body on top? That makes it look even more suspicious. Come on. Like, I'm supposed to believe that the dead body fell onto him, and he fell to the ground with such force that he knocked himself unconscious, just from, like, the weight of 2 adult male bodies, you know? It's possible, but it's just not likely. So unlikely that I have to question. How did he bump his head?
Dark was also lying collapsed on the floor.
Oh. Oops. I kind of skipped his dialogue on that part, didn't I? Dark was also lying collapsed on the floor?
Yes, apparently he hit his head and wasn't knocked out. Next to them were those 2 poor girls.
Lana and Ema.
Lana was cradling Ema in her arms. Looking back at it now, she must have already known what her sister had done.
I get that, like, you were stuck on the elevator, but for how long? Until you came upstairs. Because that is a deciding factor in how much time did they have to clean up the blood. There wasn't any blood over by the statue, though. That's the thing. There wasn't any blood. There was blood over on Lana's side, but not over by the statue. So I'm not buying that he actually died on the statue either. I'm not buying that at all. Not at all. No. No, I'm not.
Apparently she had already arranged the crime scene.
How can you know that?
Because of the victim's body. It had already been moved.
So that means you found the body near Lana's desk?
That's right! I think you said earlier. It was my suit of armor. I really stabbed the prosecutor.
Yes. I'm not buying that. I don't buy that. They moved the body before it had a chance to bleed on the floor. And before, for that matter, before there was blood on the spear, which was inside of his body. Unless that spear was replaced in the past 2 years. That does not make sense. The luminol would have shown traces of blood. Even if they were faint, it would have shown traces of blood, just like it showed traces of blood by Lana's desk. Look, I may be on my second beer, but that's just my second beer, Your Honor. I think I know what I'm talking about.
As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery.
So you're saying that the forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office?
That's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have built. But moving a body and hiding evidence are inexcusable. No matter what the consequences or circumstances. I can't read today.
Is that how it really went down?
Staring at the witness won't do you any good, Mr. Wright. If you're going to stare at anything, you'd be better off staring at that court record.
I know.
How do I prove it, though? Evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. To a previous comment, Phoenix worked for 3 years with Mia before his first case of the year. Can't wait to tell you over again. This is
Mia? That doesn't make sense.
So then,
Can I see the evidence? Do I see a list of evidence? Can I see the actual list of evidence? Can I actually look at the evidence? You jerk. Okay. Yes, rules of evidence, but when?
explains the 2 rules of evidence law. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Certain evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial.
Worthy, always a smooth talker.
But which piece of evidence ties gods to the forgery? Lana did admit to forging evidence, but that can't be the whole truth.
So do I, when he says that he can't be tied to the forgery, is that?
And I was questioning him that day. So short.
That whole power outage thing slipped me. I don't know.
Sure, as you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery.
Technically you did because you approved of any evidence. And since you seem so smug, as if you knew all along, I think you did. So this was found in the safe. What else was found in the safe? This was also found in this half of this Ozu in Gaunt's desk. Forgery in yeah. That was the thing. It was the unstable jar. It was the last piece.
Objection!
Oh! Oh! That's fine. Oh, well, here you go. Guess what? The jar. Objection! You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. But I'm afraid that is a claim you cannot back up.
Explain yourself.
Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this jar, for example. That's that blue badger you showed us earlier. A piece of this jar was discovered in your safe. Not only that, but the evidence list I presented earlier was actually found inside your desk. It was found where? You see, Chief Gott, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation. Chief Gott, what is the meaning of this?
Oh, here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy.
So you admit to it then, that you were involved in the forgery?
Who, me? What do you mean, you?
Me? Why would I have anything to do with that?
Well, you are the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence.
Huh?
Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right? Right-ho.
However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation.
Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment.
What? If Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work. In fact, defense attorneys might forge evidence more. No, well, not this one. Take that! Hold it!
Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office and their relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene. My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together.
Calling the judge a kid? Okay. Smart.
Let's see, what was it now? A jar fragment and a list. For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered.
Well, I can. But you've already discounted that as hearsay when it involves, you know, a detective. I guess your word means more than the detective's, huh?
If they were found after Dirk was convicted, then they're worthless.
Like if I found it after Dirk? Because that doesn't make any sense. That does not. What do you mean, like, if you found it after dark? I'm not totally clear on the wording here.
There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way.
Yeah, so you can have somebody in your pocket. You jerk!
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol. You do understand that I am the chief of police, right? There will be consequences. Indeed, I believe I will press charges, so you won't make the same mistake again. My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know. All right, Uji. In return, though. I know. That place, right?
What? Huh? What, are these guys telepathic? It's a judge in his pocket, too?
For all I know, you could have planted them in my office.
I'd appreciate it if you'd stop making these ridiculous accusations! Or allegations. I can't read. They're going to a beer bar. A bear bar? A bear bar? That's different than a beer bar.
Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that.
What? I'll have you know, back in the day, I once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped... Mr. Wright! What are you saying?
Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence, can you? If you prove to the contrary, you're going to need it later.
Later? What are you talking about?
What else? I'm talking about when Raito's prints are found. Yes, if they're found inside my safe, they would prove his investigation was illegal.
I've never faced anyone as slimy as this guy!
Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered.
What do you mean by that?
This is all purely hypothetical, of course. But suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery.
If concealing evidence found at a crime scene isn't forgery...
I'm not through speaking yet, Raito. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered.
Oh, so it's like when he discovered it, not me. Yeah. Oh, okay. No, I can prove that. Well, there's just no way that would have just been there in your office and you didn't find it on the ground until after. That's ridiculous. What are the odds?
If they were found after Dunk was convicted, then they're worthless.
Are you saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation?
It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Dark was sentenced.
Oh, and wouldn't that be convenient?
Right.
Huh?
The chief is talking about a possibility, so long as you can't rule that out. Your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time.
Well...
So her name was found on... What?
The jar has no bottom, so the hole goes right through it. I wonder if it's really a jar. Okay.
How do I prove when it was found? What's that? Clear handprint can be seen on the leather cloth. Print belongs to Eva. Was this what was used to erase Ima's name from the jar? Did Ima erase it herself? Because then she wouldn't have passed out if that was the case. As previously stated, that she passed out before she saw the whole resolution of everything. That during the right after that flash of lightning, she passed out. That would discount that. I know. It sounds like I'm trying to prove that she. Anyways,
Tell me something I don't know!
Come now, Raito! Think about it! There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery.
How can you look me in the eye and say that? Because I'm innocent.
Remember? Who was it that murdered Neil?
I'm not sure I care for the word murder here. But in the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Ema Sky. You can't use the cloth. It's not legal evidence yet.
No, it's not legal evidence yet. I know. It's not pertinent to this case until I can prove that it is.
Well, now do you see? Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way.
Really, Chief Gott? At the very least, there is one very large benefit you've reaped from all this.
Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit?
That would, of course, be the position you have. Chief of Police! Whoa! The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive.
Ho, ho, ho! Oh, that's a good one.
Huh?
Do you really think I'm not incompetent?
What do you mean?
Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little.
Is that true, Edgeworth?
Yes. He was going to be made chief anyway.
Gah!
Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at. Right-ho.
So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else.
Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There, it's out in the open now. Would you mind if I changed my testimony a little?
By all means, please do.
What? I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me.
Nothing in it for you?
Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again.
You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone.
Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised.
You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though.
Ho, ho, ho! Oh, that's a good one, Marte.
Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone else? I think at the very least, blackmail. So that he can have Lana take the fall for this current crime that's happening. True, you might not help out anyone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. That's not what I mean. Very well, then. Who is this person you believe Chief Gott may have helped forge evidence? It's Lana. For the purposes of blackmailing her into falling, into being, the scapegoat in the current case. The murder of Detective Goodman. Take that! Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky, the defendant? I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Ema Sky fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister Lana?
And as for Chief Gaunt, he also would have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Skye was appointed chief prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gaunt! But how would he profit from all of this?
He would be able to use Chief Prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations.
Do you mean to tell me that despite the Chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? Oh my god. Oh my god. No, not like a marionette. Like, it's metaphorical. It's, oh. Who let Master Roshi become a judge? Oh, wait! There it is. Yep, there it is. You must mean puppet as in someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind. Admit it, Chief! You assisted Lana Skye in forging evidence! Your motive to appoint her as chief prosecutor so you could control her!
Right, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something.
What?
Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing?
Lana? She's keeping quiet to protect Aunt Ima. There's no way she'd testify against Gaunt. I'm afraid without any proof this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture.
Unless that is also what happened in this incident.
This incident? Which one would that be? I'm confused. There's too many incidents going on. The SL9, the DL6, what's this one from? The AI-16? I don't know which case we're talking about anymore.
Of course I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her.
Worthy, you'd better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt.
Just what do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gaunt is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman! Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement! What? Order! I said order! You're the one who was yelling. Mr. Wright, you can't be serious. Huh? This is an affront to the highest-ranking officer in our law enforcement agency. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder. That's impossible. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edwards said in easier to understand language. Your Honor.
It's too late, Mr. Wright.
Ugh.
There's no turning back for us now.
It looks like he's the one who decided to go through with this. Can you prove this, Mr. Red? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder? Good question. And she has fully joined the defense team. Honestly,
Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gaunt is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell.
I see.
All right, then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got. It better be good. Show us this evidence that ties Chief Gott to the murder of Detective Goodman. Oh, fuck! No, it's too. It feels like it's too early for that. I've got this. Think Goodman's murder. Where was he murdered? Well, it wasn't in the parking garage. It was not in the parking garage. So where was it? And with what? The switchblade knife? I don't know. Where was he murdered? Fudge. Seven? Oh, what? Seven? Seven! 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 This is the ID card list. Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 777-7777. Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my card number. It's your number. No, it's not. What? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gott's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits? You don't mean. I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 777-7777. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gott, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime! Ooh, he's pissed. Oh, I'm right! Get fucked! Order! Please don't cuss in my courtroom. Chief Gott, what do you have to say? Nothing! The defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations. And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Because after all, it's not where, but when that's important. No, it only deleted. It's only. I have a feeling that it deleted anything before 420. Bruce Goodman had come in before that time, or came in with Chief Gott because he had already lost his ID. At that point, he had already lost his ID, so he went in with Chief Gott. Now, there's no evidence of him going in because of that, because he didn't use his card. Chief Gott went in at 420. Bruce Goodman was maybe waiting outside the door, fumbling around, looking for his ID card, right? Right? And it was at that time he saw Chief Gott using his ID card to go into the room. He said, hey, well, I was going in anyways. Chief Gott, knowing that Goodman is a detective, would allow him to go in. He's not going to say, you need your ID. He's gonna hold the door open for him. Say, right after you, Goodman. Came in with God at the same time. It was beautiful. Oh my, oh no, oh, no, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant, and I think you know it. Scott, well, maybe. A lover's quarrel. It could have been a lover's quarrel. Take that! Chief Guts, so you admit it. You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime?
What about it? I'm chief of police, whether it's the evidence room or a bathroom. What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want.
Tell me. When you entered the room, were you alone?
I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room.
Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be there with you that day, would he? So I unlocked Goodman. Goodman was leaving him for a femboy. I mean, I can't say I blame Goodman. Look, every once in a while you want a good old silver daddy, but can't beat a femboy. Come on.
Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days. God, I always poop in the evidence room, just like the bathroom. Well, alone. On my phone for at least 45 minutes. I hadn't seen him in days.
You hadn't seen him in days? Chief Guts, I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean?
This trial's purpose is to determine Lana Scott's guilt.
No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gott met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting?
In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gotts on the day of the crime. Oh, frick. Not that. He's brought back to his office by... Wasn't it... Was it the lost item report? Would you be turning that into the chief? I gotta think back. Right? I could see it. Video, files. No. No. He needed God to let him in. Yes to the lost ID report. Yeah, I think so, right? Right? Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime.
Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it.
So Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have had to give the report to the chief of police. See, that's where I was confused. It's like, it seems like that's a job that's like beneath him. Like that would be for like an administrator, maybe like an administrative assistant in, you know, the department, not directly to the chief of police, right? But whatever. Okay.
Yet you're in possession of that report, which means you can't be sure if he filed it.
He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed to? Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Oh! Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gott. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room.
I accompanied him.
There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room.
Hold Hold on. Let me guess what you're going to say next. Aye, the chief of police murdered poor Goodman.
Exactly. But wait! Chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card.
Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort.
Objection!
Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. Yet you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body.
No! Whoa, he went Super Saiyan. Holy crap! Bro went like Super Saiyan Broly. What the hell was that? I wish it would have like, I could have like kept it on that frame. You know? But instead it like, it did that thing where like the game like cycled through to this part. Like I didn't press any buttons. Yeah, he got electrocuted. Oh my god, it's like that scene from Home Alone. Where the guy's getting freaking electrocuted. You know? Right? Can't remember either of the names. Anyways, Chief, God, you didn't. You didn't just get electrocuted, did you? The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime, for no one in their right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course.
Objection!
You're forgetting, Mr. Wright.
Harry and Marv! Yeah, when Marv got electrocuted. Yeah, not Harry. When Marv got electrocuted. Right, Marv was the tall one. Right? That the victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office's parking lot. How did he manage to move it there?
I was at the police department the entire day, you know.
And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony.
Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal.
Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey, you, take this here dead body up into the prosecutor's office. I don't think so.
Yeah, Marv was tall. Here was Joe Pesci! Nah, I don't remember the name of the guy who played Marv. I've had people tell, so I have like an overcoat from like the before days. And it's like an overcoat. Look, it's a big, thick, like wool kind of overcoat that you would wear like over a suit. You know what I mean? And I sometimes in the winter wear that just because it's so thick and it's got the inner lining and the pocket. Oh, but it's big and it's got some like bold shoulders and my boss, one day I was wearing it this past winter because it was the first time I wore it since the before days, and my boss said I looked like Harry from Home Alone because I had the scarf, I had like a winter hat, I had gloves and everything. I walked in, it was the middle of winter, I walked in and I'm wearing like this big overcoat, scarf, hat. He's like, you look like Joe Pesci from Home Alone. And I'm like, no, not Joe Pesci. I don't want to look like Joe Pesci. I probably kind of sound like Joe Pesci too sometimes. But, you know, I think he's a funny guy. I always, you know, anytime that I see him in any role, whether it's, you know, the Home Alone movies, the Lethal Weapon movies, My Cousin Vinny. Well, I think that's his entire career. Hilarious. Great. So funny. Classic, like, a late 80s, 90s comedy. Funny how it's just very classic 90s comedy. You know, it's the same way that, like,
can I compare him to? That's probably the same way that I'm funny. I get angry and my voice sounds like this! And then it's funny to some people like that. I don't know. Unless there's another reason you guys follow me. I don't know. I assume you guys followed me because you're big Joe Pesci fans. Or you're like big JonTron fans and you just wish that he wasn't racist. Like me. I'm a big JonTron fan and I wish he wasn't racist. I never actually like heard the clip of him being racist because I watch modern Game Grumps and not the JonTron era of Game Grumps. So like I never heard the clip, but I've heard of the clip and I've heard people tell me what he said and I'm like, that's fucked up. But I feel like people that follow me also follow or would follow JonTron if he wasn't racist. You know? If he didn't say that racist thing at least once? Is at least once. I like JonTron though. I think he's funny otherwise. Sorry if that's revealing to my character. I think otherwise he's funny. I found out about the allegations afterwards, after I'd already, you know, enjoyed his videos. I didn't know. I didn't know, okay? And then somebody told me, hey, why are you watching JonTron? You know, you said that racist thing once, and I'm like, oh, what? Oh, I had no idea. So, you know. To prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. Sorry, I forgot I was doing a trial and not just going on a tangent. This is why you follow me also, is because I go on tangents. And all this time I thought it was a useless clue, just taking up space. How could the chief have moved their body? Mr. Wright, show us this evidence. Funnily enough, the most I know about is that he was in a dating sim called Asagao Academy. That game hasn't aged very well. Oh, yeah, no. Asagao Academy? I haven't heard of it, but there's good reason for it. To move the victim's body, Chief Cotton used this. I don't know. How did he move the body? Back to his office by God's request. It's as simple as that. This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body. I know what you're thinking. With a screwdriver. Hear me out. All he had to do was put the body in the trunk. Right? They gave the screwdriver to Edgeworth. Edgeworth moved it himself. What's that? A screwdriver. But what does that have to do with this case? Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is this screwdriver doing here? It's here because... Oh, ah! I was asked to go by Chief Gott, no less. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. It's pointless. It was an excuse to get Edgeworth to move the body without knowing. After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office. But you did, because Chief Gott asked you to! You mean The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car! Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car? Yes, unless of course you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye! Order! 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 What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations? Think back to the photography Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office.
This was not a photo of... That hurts my brain. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite. It's a photo of the body being taken from the trunk. Chief God, please say something.
I believe your time's up.
My time's up.
Sorry, Righto, but I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. We have to get going if we're to make it in time for an early bird special.
But the cross-examination isn't finished yet.
Remember what I told you earlier. A police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
Weapons?
Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now.
What? That is not a right to be casually invoked. There's certain risks to be considered.
So you're going to just run away after all this?
Run away! Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right?
No, that's what you're saying. No, you said the word. That's a confession. That's a confession! Lock him up. No, I'm not even going to click the next screen. Lock him up. He did it. He confessed. He did it. Take him away. Bailiff, take him away. That, as far as I'm concerned, that's a confession. We have that on court record, right? Did the stenographer get that? Did am I saying that word right? That's the name of the person who writes down all of the dialogue from the court. Did the stenographer catch that? I stabbed old Goodman. Stop right there. You don't even have to write anything else after that. Just leave it there. Yep. He did it. He just admitted to it.
But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now.
Well,
You think I had Lana dispose of the body?
I think Scott the Waz killed Goodman and Marshall. Who? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
Here, so, I'll show you a proof. And get it over with.
I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gott is the current police chief. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright, Your Honor, do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gott murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Sky dispose of his body. Do I have any concrete proof? Is it this? Right? Because otherwise... So this was... This is a murder weapon. It was not this. What did Goodman find, though? Why did he kill Goodman? It's no use showing evidence I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor, at present I have no conclusive evidence. See, OG! In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief. What?
Here's the tip. Never gamble. What you can't afford to lose, righto. It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, OG, I'll leave the rest to you.
Wait, did I just fuck up? Wait, did I just fuck up?
I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright.
Oh, Sky! Oh, why did I listen to you? Oh, no!
This is an affront to a senior officer in our nation's law enforcement agency. Can I go back?
Objection!
No, Sky, you didn't mislead me. You didn't do it. Oh, no, you didn't mislead me. Oh, Sky. Oh, I'm so sorry I didn't trust you. Oh, I should have trusted you. Oh.
Lady Luck, maybe we should have a word with her.
Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean?
There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony.
A lady who knows the truth? Another witness!
In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony.
But Chief Gaunt has invoked his right to refuse to testify.
There's still someone else.
Lana.
One more witness who can answer all the questions raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person?
Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling witnesses today.
Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist? She may not be willing to tell the truth, but we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls forth. It's Lana, right? Because it's really fishy that Angel Star happened to be there, was taking pictures, and I think maybe she just witnessed more than she was supposed to. It has to be Lana. I think that was just a matter of circumstance that she happened to be there and happened to witness everything. I don't think she's in on it. The defendant, Miss Lana Sky. She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 on February 21st. Her task to dispose of the victim's body. In accordance with a certain someone's orders. Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor.
Very well. The court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene. Fuck. To hear the defendant's testimony. Are you okay, Kayleigh? I'm fine. It's just... It's still pretty early, so I'm going to keep going, and that means we're going to finish this tonight. It's going to take probably an extra hour or so, but we're going to finish it, and then I'm going to play a horror game tomorrow, and I'm going to cry. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't want to play a horror game tomorrow, but I'm going to do it because I make myself do that every year. All right, that's on me. Nobody asked me to do that. This should be easy. She will want... not found out. Yeah, I won't mind. You won't mind? Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I got like 4 more beers left to drink. Hold on. Who's saying hold on? Who said hold on? Huh? Chief Gaunt, I thought you were going to eat. Listen, good Lana. He's talking to Lana. Yeah, I got that. No, I got that. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. No, that case was already closed. No, that case is already closed. It's past its expiration date. No, what's it called? It's the date of limit of the statute of limitations. That, yeah, it's past the statute of limitations.
Just move past it. Oh, I'm sorry. Statute limitation. Yeah! This isn't good. Yeah! Take that! I mean, take that!
Of course, you'd never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. All right, then. I've got a lunch date to meet.
I'm gonna kick this guy's ass up and down this courtroom. Okay, if there aren't any further objections, this court is now in recess.
Wow, like the Saturday morning cartoon Recess?
Looks like we managed to stay in the game.
Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth. Well, that chief, he's something else, eh, pals? Detective Gumshoe! Yeah, I'm not a detective anymore.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, don't worry. I've already decided where to work now. Don't say the Samurai Dog's hot dog stand outside of Lake Gordy. At your office! What? My office? Sure! Yeah, I'll take the place of that top-knotted girl you used to work with.
Could he mean... There's no statute of limitations for...
What? Also, a case can be reopened. You can't try a person if they were found not guilty. What? Could he mean Maya? Still, looks like we're all out of moves now. Chief Gunt's done it again. How is it he always gets the upper hand? It's not fair. He has the right to refuse testimony.
Settle down, Wright. Remember what the judge said.
But Chief, that is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered. Did you like the echo? Was it a nice touch for the flashback? Risks? What did he mean by that? Certainly not the board game. I've never played it!
It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true.
You mean he forfeits his right to say anything too?
Yeah! This game sure loves its flashbacks. It does. Ema! Are you okay?
Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery.
So she heard everything that's been going on.
Ema, sorry for what I said before.
No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved.
That you killed a guy? Relieved?
Yeah. Now I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all just to protect me.
Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her.
Well, what do you mean?
What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gaunt's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside. To force herself to do anything and everything the Chief told her to do.
That must be why she became so cold.
It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall.
Hey, don't go blaming yourself now, pal. You know, if you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal.
Chief Gaunt made me able to fool everyone else with his forgery. He can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor.
I see. Well, we'd better get back. It's time for the final act.
Wow, Gumshoe, you're a poet and you didn't know it.
Ema, why don't you wait here?
No, I'm going with you.
What?
I want to be there.
when Lana tells the truth.
Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this.
She didn't murder Marshall. It was manslaughter at worst. Someone else did it and framed him at best.
Yeah, at best. Honestly, I'm still thinking it's that. She might have shoved somebody. But I have a feeling that didn't actually do it. You know? That she did, in fact, black out then. And that even her handprints on that piece of leather cloth, that was planted too. While she was passed out. I have a feeling. Yeah, I'm going to save my problems. Of course I'm going to save my problems. Are you kidding me? I survived. Trial letter 2. Okay. Here we go now. Fuck. Why am I doing this? No, that means I'm going to have to play a scary game tomorrow. Oh, it's too late.
Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, please take the stand? And by stand, I mean my
Miss Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you.
But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all I've done these past 2 years. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you are under oath. You want to hear the truth. Of course, the truth.
Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister.
Next time. No, we're not doing it next time. We're doing it this time. I don't care. A half an hour early is too early. When we're right here. Ace Attorney's Justice for All is a scary game. At least 4 people get... Wow, that's crazy. Anyways.
Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Ellipses.
Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Guns.
Everything hinges on your testimony. Just tell them you read a lot of Hiii every day. You're the only chance we have to get Gaunt, and to prove that you and Mia were an item.
I'm on the edge of my seat, so it's too early to finish the stream ends when I said, okay, you got it. Yes, ma'am. Gaunt and the fabrication. I worked alongside Gaunt for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dart convicted. It had nothing to do with Ema. Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to capital defense. Of course I'm sure.
Capital offense. The point of the matter is...
It's a capital offense?
No. Obstructing justice, like in tampering with evidence? That's a capital offense? That's a capital offense? Hold on! Was it a capital offense when Phoenix Wright broke into that safe? Is that a capital offense? Am I gonna die? Oh, God! Ow! What? If this is true, murder is the capital offense. No, well, but she's admitting to a capital offense. Which that capital offense would have been... Because she's referring to the tampering with evidence. And the faking the crime scene. That's a capital offense? Is she gonna die anyways? Oh, God.
If this is true, then that means Chief God has nothing to do with this. Or is she just saying the capital offense in reference to killing Goodman? I don't know. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me.
But what if she's telling the truth?
She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. What if she... No, what if she is telling the truth? What if she did commit a capital offense? What if she did commit murder? Oh my god. Oh my god. That's it. Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. I worked alongside God for years. How many years exactly? Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years. Detective God and Detective Sky were legendary partners, like Lugia and Ho-Oh. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. She must have been good, coming from the same school as Mia. Damon Gaunt was a respectable detective, that's why. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. But think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? No, I get it. She's not saying she murdered Detective Goodman. Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. Ugh! I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. Oh, maybe she is saying that. And I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense! She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Anna? So, that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago. When I found the prosecutor marshal's body, I rearranged the crime scene. You say you did this all by yourself? Yes.
Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene?
It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body. Wait. No. Whoa! Hold on! Wait! Now we're finally getting into a little bit of truth here. If she had been following this case, this court case all along, she would have said there wasn't a wound in his body, or that he was on the statue. Either he fell off the statue and there was a wound there on his back with no weapon in it, or he was still on the statue, impaled on it. You just made your first slip up, Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. I've got you now.
Never before have I had a sip of beer that tasted as good as that one. What?! But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident.
That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Drake? By Dark. By Dark. Something like that.
So she's not denying it. It's not that she got her facts mixed up. She's hinting at something else, and I think I know what that is. It wasn't Dark that killed him, and it wasn't Ema. It was somebody else.
If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor, a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle.
That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies!
Oh, just to protect me.
No, I think there's some truth behind it. I don't think he actually died on that statue. I don't think so. I think the award was used to kill him.
So, when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes. A lot of things it was Ema. It was Meekins or Gaunt that did, and framed Ema to blackmail Lana.
I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, and then moved.
That's insane. You did not do that. That's not possible. One does not simply break the tip off of a knife. How? Tell me how. What did you have a tool? Did you use your hands? How did you break the tip off of a knife? First off, it's one tool right there to do that. A hammer? Something. A vice grip? I don't know. Point is, you need a completely separate tool. Scalpels? Something? I don't know. To put it inside of the wound. That doesn't make sense. No, if anything, you would have said you shoved it in there and then maybe jerked the knife in such a way that the blade had broken off inside the wound. I think the blade breaking off is purely circumstantial. It wasn't deliberate, it just happened. It's a brittle knife, a weak knife. And it had broken when it reached a rib cage or something. You didn't break that. This is a deliberate lie. This right here is a deliberate lie. I think what she said previously may have some truth to it. But this is a deliberate lie. You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound, and then you moved the body.
But why? Why would you do...
How? No, I want to know how. How? Show me. Show me the Mythbusters episode that proves that this is possible. Because I swear to God, it's not.
You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. I've never had a need to use head and shoulders. Not that there's any shame in doing so.
My head isn't that bad. Maybe I ought to ask for the sake of others. You know, I've never gotten any complaints personally. My head isn't that bad. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My head isn't that bad. Well, maybe I ought to ask for the sake of others. Edgeworth, is my head that bad? It's good, right? I'm good at what I do. I just want to know because it's going to be my first time with Gumshoe, and I don't want to disappoint. Why'd you play the knife? But why did you do that? Because the weapon could have been circumstantial. It could have been used by Joe Dark. Joe Dark could have wrestled it out of Neil Marshall's hands. You can justify that. That is explainable. So why did you remove one weapon and put another one in there? I don't buy that.
Come now, Mr. Wright. Even you should be able to figure it out.
I don't buy it. Very well. Let's add this to the witness's testimony. Reason Miss Sky fabricated the knife.
I knew the tip of the weapon found buried in his body would be all the proof we needed.
No, because it could have been a weapon of opportunity. Having access to that, sure, maybe he had his switchblade in his pocket. That blade was right there. If that's what was inside him and that's what killed him, then that's how it happened. Right? Why would you need to fake that? Maybe Neil Marshall did draw that blade from the trophy. And in the struggle, Joe Dark wrenched it away from him. Stick with that story. Moving the body is a better question. Well, here we are. According to your testimony, Prosecutor Marshall's broken knife was the murder weapon, right?
Yes, and leaving it at that might point the blame away from Dark. I felt the most effective way to get him convicted would be by having the tip of his knife found inside the victim's body.
So you buried it inside the victim's stab wound?
Yes, because I hated Dark for what he did. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Ema.
So you rearranged the crime scene. Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Ema from looking like the murderer?
How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Ema didn't do it. Period. Period.
Are you so desperate to hide that fact? You're willing to risk the death sentence?
She's lying. She did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened. In any case, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions. Mr. Wright, my sister's lying. Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end.
Well, looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself.
There's no way she could have done it alone.
I've got to get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction.
I'd gone for years, there's no truth to this blackmail theory, I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. Did you do so to help your sister? Your Dark was a serial killer.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the one. Didn't want those. I think it is. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything.
That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him.
Lana, so that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago? Or when I rearranged the crime scene. This is the one. You say you did this all by yourself?
Yes.
Would you mind telling us what you found? That's the first to discover the scene. The knife was in his body. Or the halberd. Okay, yeah, this is the one. It's not how it went down. So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, then moved the body. You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound, and then you moved the body?
Oh, no, this is the one. Yeah, where you have the choice between, like, okay, all right, okay, yep.
I know what I'm doing.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
You've always had a good head on your shoulders.
My head isn't that bad. Yeah. How's your head? Well, I haven't gotten any complaints yet.
Why did you move the body?
When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body?
It was where you deduced it was, by Chief God's desk. But the body was found by your desk.
So...
Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body.
The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan.
How so? Pieces of the jar? You mean?
Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body. So, when you first found the body, the jar was already... Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead, and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle.
I see!
What's the matter, Emma? Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. But that's not possible.
I've already discussed this. I know you've heard me say it. That jar could not have been broken at the time of the murder in order for it to have the blood, Neil Marshall's blood, on it and have that message written on it. Possibly Emma. Could have been Emma.
Could have been Emma. Or wouldn't it be Emma?
There's just no way. Because the way that it's broken, the piece had been smudged on the piece that was inside the safe, right? The break went through where the smudge was. So it was smudged before it was broken. The blood was on there before it was broken. It's not blood splatter. Obviously, somebody used their finger to draw on it in blood. And it was before it was broken.
I have a feeling there's more to it than that.
There must be a contradiction here somewhere.
Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. That's the one. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma.
Okay.
That's right, my sister's lying. Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She fabricated it. Okay.
Here we go.
Borderline side got, yeah, there's no truth to this blackmail theory. I could present the leather cloth, but I don't think that that's been proven yet. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, then moved the body. The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. Do I present it here? I've got a full life bar. Okay.
Objection!
Yes! Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered?
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony.
A contradiction in my testimony?
You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." That's right.
Oh, that's right. You have a problem with that?
It's simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on the jar with the victim's blood.
Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments.
Exactly so. This is where the contradiction lies.
Because if he had written Ima on the jar, and the events unfolded as Lana had just stated in this testimony, then she had deliberately committed murder. And it wasn't an accident. That she had murdered him with a piece of the trophy, the halberd from the King of Prosecutors trophy.
In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died. He couldn't have written Ima's name on the shattered jar!
Order! Order!
Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here.
Something critical?
Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are, but the truth towards which we're headed.
What?
Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood.
Why would you wipe it away? Why would you wipe it? Because in what way would that be relevant? Sure, it showed that there was less blood, but you can't perfectly wipe away all of the blood from each individual piece. If you're trying to hide where the murder took place, because yes, that jar was on the other side of the room. But you can't perfectly clean it up. No. Bullshit. Bullshit! Could you imagine if instead of hold it or take that, or objection is bullshit! You wiped it away? Bullshit! You broke the vase!
The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood? I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence. Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. But it was dark in the room, and I didn't have time to check it out. Oh, I should be pressing. Why didn't I press that?
So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar?
No. If I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust.
That helps my case.
Lana, you'd do that for me?
It seems you two might make up yet.
Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was.
And so what happened upon the scene, you lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry.
I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came.
This is rather shocking.
To be safe, I wiped away the blood.
I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened. What do you mean? If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood!
What else could I have done in this situation? Lana, I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all.
But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office!
A detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me. Even I carry a bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go. I never miss anything. I got every last piece. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
So you illegally rearranged the crime scene?
Yes, I don't have any excuse for my actions. I'm so sorry, Lana. I didn't know. I've treated you so badly all this time.
It's not too late. There's still plenty of time to make up! After we've gotten to the bottom of this incident!
It's Edgeworth, by the way. Edgeworth is the bottom.
No doubt this day will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office. And on Edgeworth's back.
She can get all the pieces, though.
She didn't. She did not. She did not. Your sister's really putting up a fight. Why did it continue to go? My thumb must have gotten too close to my phone. I'm a little happy. Freaking. Whatever. She must have really cared about you. She doesn't anymore, though. I don't know why I said that. I put some extra words in there. Still, she's not doing this the right way! She's gotta do it the left way. I think I finally figured out the contradictions in her testimony. And what is one final possibility that might turn everything around? I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. Did you? So the jar was already broken?
It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier.
You found it in the... I know, I remember that! But is that what I need to prove here? It certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case. But not as feeble as the judge's judgment!
You were an ace detective who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces?
She would 100% would have put it together the same way that I did.
Normally I would have. But it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out.
Objection. You said you always have your light on you. But that's not in the court record, so...
To be safe, I wiped the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all.
Fuck. Oh man, like, even when you know the right answer, you know the right evidence to present, it's a matter of knowing when to do it. Because if you do it with the wrong dialogue, no, it's not going to help you. My God. Okay, we're good. We're good here. We're good here. Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals conceals? Why did I say conceals? Conceals a truth even you are unaware of! What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief God's safe. In the Chief's safe? But how? I knew it! She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was... still blood on it! Yeah, that one hadn't been disturbed at all. But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first to show up on the scene. Chief God got there before you. Why is her hand behind her back if she has something in her hand? Like, you see that too when they show like the shot of the whole courtroom. Anytime she's on the stand, her right hand is behind her back and she has something in her hand. What the fuck is she hiding? How did she walk into this courtroom with it? And why do we not know what it is? But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece?
Objection!
I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. That may well be. But everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along.
Objection!
Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken.
Oh, that.
There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
I hope you're not implying this person was Chief God at the time he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break it? The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide the fact for 2 years? Oh! Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? Yeah! No! What's in her hand? What's in her hand? No! I don't trust her. I'm sorry, I don't trust her. She's got something gray, silver, white in her hand while she's on the stand. Right? Right? Wait, I'm not the one on trial here.
Damon Gaunt arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposefully hid one of the broken pieces. Question, what is this action called?
Fabrication of evidence. But why would... It's not fabrication, it's... Fabrication would be like making up evidence. It's the opposite of that. But why would Chief God do that?
In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear?
What happened afterwards?
Discovering the scene, Lana Sky believed her sister Ima killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought God's aid. Letting her his aid, God helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Ima. And therein lies the reason why Miss Sky became the Chief's puppet.
Well, like it when she bites her thumb like that. Do you bite your thumb at me? Do you bite your thumb at me, Lana?
I bite my thumb, but not at you.
But you bite your thumb!
Yes, but not at you.
Then who do you bite your thumb at?
Not you. No, I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake.
I mean, that doesn't make sense.
I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake.
Shakes Kayleigh. Don't shake me! I'll have shaken Kayleigh syndrome.
No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up their most foul lies to defend their clients.
Foul lies?
Imagine that coming from my own client. I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth.
There it is.
Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of God's trap? Is something wrong, Mr. Wright?
Lana may be right after all.
What do you mean, right?
So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright?
Miss Sky, please testify once more.
But
If evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie!
But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall.
Miss Sky, if you will.
No, you remember knocking someone over.
Wasn't necessarily Mr. Marshall.
What? Well, hello, Grandpa's Magic. Welcome to the fun bits.
Huh? I can't.
There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will if you tell the truth.
Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw.
All right, the witness may testify once more for the final time.
Is it the final time? Is it? Is it? Because this is like the 5th time we've done this.
When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor sword.
Okay. So it was in fact not the halberd from the King of Prosecutors Award. So what happened to that then? What happened to it? Well, that doesn't make any sense. Because of course it was that. Of course it was that, the award. She was telling the truth before. She's lying now.
Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief God help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent.
So...
God had arrived there directly after dark, or was in pursuit of dark, and what if they both arrived there at the same time? Because it was fishy what Dark was saying, or what Gaunt was saying. But the elevator going downstairs and the elevator shutting off. It's fishy. What if he had stuck with Marshall? Huh. What if he had stopped Marshall from killing Dark? Marshall had the halberd from his trophy, but Gaunt stopped Marshall from killing Dark. In self-defense, mind you. Because he wanted the glory. He was going to use it as leverage for his reputation to become the chief. It wasn't Lana. It wasn't Ema. It was Gaunt all along. Gaunt was the one who did it. Because killing the suspect wouldn't do anything. It would bring shame to his name. It would have ruined the case. He needed to bring him in alive. And that's what Goodman found out. Oh my God. Yeah, that's it. Nope. Yep. Got it. Cool. We're locked in. All right. Gaunt did both murders. It wasn't just one. Gaunt did both. Calling it. Unbelievable! How did you figure that out? The body was impaled on the armor sword. You need evidence.
You were the only one who saw that, if you only had proof.
Actually, I do have proof.
I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning.
What? To me?
It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed.
But I don't remember receiving a picture like that!
Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright? She always does have faith in you. She really does.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture. What picture? I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana.
Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right? I seem to remember getting something from...
No, I know where it is.
Let's check that evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere.
I never actually looked at it. Yep, there it is. Holy sh... Well, that's a little graphic. Sorry, YouTube.
Hey, there's a picture here.
Well, that's even more graphic. Thanks.
Oh my. This is the actual crime scene.
No other detective saw the crime scene like this because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I had rearranged everything. Thanks for that. Blood and everything. Cool. Cool. But good thing it's in black and white. Because that probably would get a strike from YouTube.
Mr. Wright! That piece cut from his vest, could that be?
The cloth we found inside Chief Gaunt's safe! Oh. As if you pushed him right into that. Just like your testimony suggested. Was I wrong about God having actually killed him? Wait, whoa! Did she actually do... Oh, God! Oh, God, did Ema do it? Oh, no! I keep running in circles!
This is a handprint, isn't it? That cloth, it had fingerprints on it. Whosever fingerprints those are must be the real murderer.
What? Those fingerprints? They're yours, Emma.
Why are your lips turning purple, Mr. Wright?
I was eating a grape-flavored ring pop. That's it! Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Fuck, I still have no idea what's happening.
When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body and
What the fuck? What? Oh god, you piece of shit!
I knew it before you even showed up. I knew it. You chuckle fuck.
Come now, Uchi! This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen.
Chief God!
What? Now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense.
No, You have given up that right. As chief of police, you have the rights to refuse to participate. And you have exercised that right already, which means you can't speak up in your own defense unless you're willing to be questioned as a witness. Check fucking mate, bitch!
Objection!
I'm afraid it's too late for that.
What?
You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort.
This must be that risk we were talking about earlier. It is. No, it is. It's a double-edged sword. You could choose not to testify, but it also means you can't speak in your own defense. You can't make any statements whatsoever.
Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck.
Oh, so what? You think I'm worried? Sorry to disappoint ya, but I don't need to make any statements.
What do you mean?
The evidence will do all the talking for me.
What was that animation? That's his I'm losing animation. You remember previous trials when they'd be like the suspect would be like in their worst moments, right? Maybe they're losing their toupee or whatever. That's his. He's being freaking electrified while on the stand.
Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence.
Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence?
No, I don't. But someone does.
Someone.
So, what's your excuse, Raito? Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt.
Is this true, Mr. Wright? If I show that piece of evidence now, Emma's sure to be made out as the murderer. Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now. If you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries. What do I do now? I better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present that piece of evidence? The
One that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall? I could show the evidence because it does play into the fact that it was in, like, why? Okay, so first off, if I had this evidence, how would Chief Gott know about it? Unless it was in fact found within the safe, within his possessions. That's why he knows about it, because I stole it from him. Now I know that. But I'm supposing, I'm simply suggesting how I explain this in court. The only way he would know about it is if it was in his possession. Right? Which means he was holding on to it. He was the one holding on to evidence, not me. Which means he was, in fact, suppressing evidence. Which is the first rule... No. The second rule of evidence law. Not the first rule. The first rule is it has to be approved by the police. The second rule that's breaking the second rule of evidence law. Huh? I say show it. Unless chat has something else to say about it. What was that animation? Has mental breakdown and goes Super Saiyan. You think I'm worried? Haha. You think I'm worried? I've achieved a level beyond Saiyan. A Super Saiyan! You're looking at a Super Saiyan! Yeah, no, he really did say that, though. However, cannot... See, that's where it has me. Cannot show evidence. I can show evidence. That is a bold lie. Bold-faced lie. Show evidence. Yes, Your Honor. I do have further evidence.
Alright, the time's finally come to show it then.
Oh, Ima, why do you have to show me her while I'm about to show this? Like, that's just mean.
Those prints have got to be the Chief's.
They're not. They're not. Now then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall. Does the existence of bold-faced lies imply the existence of italic-faced lies? Perhaps, or underlined-faced lies, right? Would be.
Take that!
It's a piece of leather cloth. Kinky. Yes, it most likely was cut from the victim's vest. Near his chest. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. What's this? There's a big handprint on it.
Surely, it must have been left on the cloth by whoever shoved the victim into the sword.
What? Whose fingerprints are on this?
I'm surprised Raito was checked. Haven't you? Or I'm sure. I don't know why I said surprised. I'm sure Raito has checked, haven't you?
Well, whose are they? Would you believe me? I said mine? They're Miss Sky's. Miss Ima Sky's.
What? They're mine? So I really did do it? See? I told ya! It was conclusive.
Objection!
But this was found in your safe. Aha! So that's what. Yes! That means it's possible you forged it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
How would I have it in my possession? I wasn't involved with this trial 2 years ago. Up until now. I have a witness who's a detective on the force.
Oh, remember, any cloth in my safe. You really expect me to believe that?
Objection!
But give it up, Mr. Wright. It's over. You shouldn't have presented that. By presenting that evidence, you tied Emma Skye to Neil Marshall's death.
Exactly. And that's what he wanted all along. Which is how I tie him to this case.
No. It appears we have our killer. No. No!
Everything hinged on that point. In the end, Oh no! Wait, what? No, come on! What? What? That was a game over? God damn it. Fuck.
Well...
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I was so close. Now I'm not. Well... Fuck.
I was so close. Now I gotta do it next time. God damn it.
Yep. Well, we're gonna have to try this again next time on Kayleigh Plays. You can get that back there. No, I cannot get back there real quick. I can get back there in an hour from now. An hour. It's gonna take me an hour to get there. Like, literally, it will take me an hour to get there. I can't get there real quick. We're gonna continue this next time on Kayleigh Plays. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central, the finale of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Because, yeah, it's gonna be about an hour to get to where I was. That's how long it took me to get there. It took me an hour to get there that time. What makes you think it's not going to take me an hour to do it right now? It'll be 10:30. We're going to be looking at a 3.5 hour stream when it should have been a 2.5 hour stream. All because I made one stupid fucking decision. They didn't even give you like a 3 strikes rule. The health bar didn't matter. That's crazy. That the health bar doesn't actually play into this game at all. It has nothing to do with the game. There's no reason to have a health bar when you can instantly die and get a game over. Like, really? 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 What's the point? What's the point of the health bar if you can get insta-KO'd by one decision? Come on. This was a... I'm sorry, but that was a poorly designed part of the game right there. Save constantly in the final case of the series. I don't know if does it even work that way? Saving like that, like can you back out and save, and then it saves like throughout the case, or does it just take you to the beginning of the trial? I don't know the rules of saving for this game. I don't understand them. The point is, we're gonna do this again tomorrow night. I'm not stalling. You guys saw. I literally had a game over. So I don't want anybody saying I'm stalling because I don't want to play freaking horror games. It's true. I don't want to play the horror games, but I also, at the same time, I'm choosing to play the horror games. So, fucking stupid. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Guilty. I'm guilty of being bad at video games. That's what I'm guilty of. That's declared guilty, fucking Master Roshi. You're guilty, Master Roshi, of not passing the bar exam because, my God, you don't know how to read the fucking room or the evidence. It's like super obvious. So I gotta remember when that comes around, and I'm like, oh, present. I cannot present. I cannot. I think it was a matter of the wording, because he said, "Can you present evidence to show who killed this person?" That was the thing. Is I was supposed to say I cannot present that evidence because I don't have evidence that shows who killed this person. Because Ima didn't kill that person. I think it was a matter of wordplay. It was a clever wordplay. You know? Yes, I can present evidence, but that evidence doesn't show who the murderer is. So, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below. Fuck it. Let me know if you want me to play Final Fantasy VII next, or more Ace Attorney. Obviously, there's going to be a whole horror Spooktober Spooktacular, which is probably going to last well into November, maybe even December. I don't fucking know how long this next game that I'm going to be... My main next game that I'm going to be playing. I'm going to play Silent Hill. I might even only play the one Silent Hill game. Because I really want to play this other game. I want to play this other game, which is going to be scarier than all of the Silent Hill games put together. And it's scarier than all of those. Okay? For someone like me. So, I really want to play it, because even, like, in my free time, I've been playing it in, like, free play mode, and I'm like, this is fucking scary! And I've had to, like, quit and restart, like, several times, because I'm like, ah! Just really scared. It's obviously not Stardew Valley. Do you want me to give you a hint? You know what? You gave me a few hints, Sky. Do you want me to give you a hint? You want me to give you a hint? I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint as to what this freaking game is, because once I do, you're going to know exactly what it is. You're going to know exactly what game it is. You're going to know exactly, with 100% certainty, Sky, what this game is. Say K, like as in, because I said Sky, and you said K. I'll tell you. You want a hint? You want a hint? I'll give you a hint. You remember that one time I played Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic? Now you can ignore this hint, but if you're really that curious, chat, you can look up. You remember when I played Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic? It was my first series here on YouTube. Episode 14. You really want to know what game I'm playing after Silent Hill? Look up Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Episode 14. That's going to tell you everything you need to know about the game that I'm playing and why I'm so fucking scared. You didn't watch that? You watched that. Also, you can always just look back at the playlists and watch it. And then you watch that video. If you haven't watched it, watch the video. And then you'll be like, oh, that's what she's afraid of. Oh, I know exactly what game she's talking about. Because it's like super obvious. It's one of the most popular video games of all time. Or at least in like modern gaming. One of the most popular. As far as like how many people liked it when they played it. Like, it is one of the highest rated games of recent gaming history, and once you know that one key thing about the game, where it takes place, what kind of environment it takes place, you know exactly what game it is. So, stay tuned! Tomorrow is Triple Play Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central. We've got Final Fantasy Crisis Core. It might be the finale. Because I'm in Nibelheim. And I'm pretty sure that's where Zack fucking dies. And spoiler alerts for a game that's like 20 years old. Which is a prequel for a game that's like 30 years old. Yeah. Yeah, Zack's not in Final Fantasy VII for the PS1. Spoiler alerts. Alright? Yeah. Yeah, you play as a guy named Cloud Strife when you're playing Final Fantasy VII for the PS1. So I'm not sure if you know that. Spoilers! I don't have to put spoilers on a game that's 30 years old, okay? Alright. So, Zack's gonna die, okay? We all know it. We all know this, okay? Alright? I'm not ruining anything. That's like saying spoiler alerts. The Germans are the bad guys in World War II. It's been we've been knowing that. Everybody should know that. Okay? I'm sorry. There it is. So I'm pretty sure we're at the end of the story. So it's either gonna end this Wednesday or next Wednesday. I don't know. By the way, it's a fucking amazing story. Beautiful. It's great. I love it. One of my favorite RPGs of all time. Final Fantasy VII. So glad I get to try. You know, I get to do, again, the second time in my life, the prequel. So amazing. Then at 3 p.m. Central, Half Minute Hero. Such a fun game. Yeah, and I'm glad that it's there to act as this buffer between the drama and the trauma of the 11 a.m. stream and this, the finale of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, which is at 7 p.m. Central. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. But like I said, let me know if after all the October stuff is done, the Spooktober Spooktacular, let me know if you want me to play Final Fantasy VII, the OG, or more Ace Attorney, or something else. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. I have to use the guilty, right, as the thumbnail. Like we're all on the same page there. It's either that or that one time when Edgeworth said he has or not Edgeworth, where Phoenix Wright says he gives really good head. Kind of torn. Do I go for the funny bit? I should, because otherwise the thumbnail is going to give away the ending of this video. Yeah, I gotta use the joke about Phoenix Wright giving really good head. Yeah, no, I have to. Can't spoil the ending of this video, because then people are gonna watch this 3-hour video. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Have a great night. Have a wonderful week. I love you all. Bye-bye. 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 Bye.